Good morning. Welcome back. Oh, wow. Nice yoga mat, guys. Yeah. Oh, I thought that was so funny. Anyways, come lie on your back. Come lie down. So today we're going to flow like silk or like seaweed. I kind of, yeah, I feel like seaweed a lot because I suppose from swimming in the sea, that makes sense to me. So come lie on your back. Your knees are bent. Your feet are flat on the floor. And then just draw your lower back down and flatten into the floor. And arch and breathe into your belly. So as you move, you're connecting the breath into the deep of you. There's this sense of as you move, as you flatten down, as you arch, here is checking in. How is my spine today? Are you building up more of a language with the communication between your sensations and your understanding of sensations? Lift your right hip up. Lift your left hip up and just sway the right hip forward and the left hip forward. Right hip forward, the left hip forward. Nice. So reach both hands up towards the ceiling and then reach the right arm straight up towards the ceiling and either leave your head on the floor or lift your head and then drop it down. And then left hand forward, all the way up and then drop down. The next time you reach, you're going to bend your left elbow and reach out at a 45-degree angle towards the left with your right hand. So 45-degree angle, like you're reaching towards the light switch while lying on the floor. And lie back. And then reach towards the right with your left hand. And all the way back. Now you're going to pick up something from the floor on the left with your right hand, straight over towards the left. Come back. And then straight over towards the right with your left hand. We're rolling a little bit. Nice. Now you're going to go for alarm clock, which is 45-degree angle out from your ear. So it's above you over towards the left corner of the mat with the right hand. Come back. And then towards the alarm clock on the right with the left hand. Next one is alarm clock above your head. So you're going to roll all the way over onto your left hip and then reach your right hand overhead as you look overhead. So you're reaching above you as high as you can. And then come back. And then alarm clock with the left hand overhead. And come back. So we'll just flow through that sequence one time, really just moving. So straight up with the right, straight up with the left. I'm bending the elbow that I'm leaning into. 45-degree angle with the right, 45-degree angle with the left. Straight out to the left with the right, straight out to the right with the left. Alarm clock with the right hand over towards the left. Alarm clock on the right hand side with the left hand. And then alarm clock overhead. And alarm clock overhead. How lovely. Nice. So bring yourself back to center. And then push both feet down and lift your hips slowly and steadily off the floor, rolling up. And then deeply roll down along your spine. And so as you travel up and down, as you roll along your spine, how does this feel in your body this morning? What is the sense of you? Next time you travel up, really engage into your heels and then begin to sway your knees from side to side. And so the swaying, the distance you go to will really depend on the strength of the sides of your body and the strength of your buttocks and your ankles. So it could be a very small sway, or you could sway far enough that your bum taps the floor on one side. But I'm not forcing that. That's what my body allows me to do because of the strength of my legs. So all these practices are progressive. So meet yourself where you are, and wherever you are is perfect. It's awesome. And knowing where you are is the important bit. So where are you right now? As you move from side to side, maybe one side has less strength because of something that's happened in the past. Maybe there's just something you have to protect or mind. Just notice. Oh, how wonderful. Drop your bum to the floor. Nice. Squeeze the right knee up onto your chest, hug it in. And just let that settle. Really deeply folding, sighing, settling, squeezing, enjoying the compression. Really deepening your breath into your belly. And then the other side. And squeeze the left thigh up towards you. And just let that settle. There's some yoga positions or some places like this that when I compress this hip, there's this sigh that emerges from the deep of my psoas, I think, and from the deep of my belly. It's just like, oh, thank you so much. Nice. And lower your foot to the floor. So yesterday we did that thing where we rolled over and we came up into a zigzag. So we're going to do that again today. So lift your feet off the floor. And then, for a better word, you throw yourself over towards the right. And you roll over onto your right elbow. You roll over onto your right thigh. You push with your right hand. And you end up into zigzag. So zigzag is where my two knees are bent and my right foot is resting just in front of my left thigh. Reach both hands forward in front of you. Make fists out of your hands. So we're going to just try the range first. So turn your chest towards the left. And at some point you'll get stuck. And then reach the left hand behind you as far as it'll go. And then bend your right elbow till your hand comes to rest to the front of your left shoulder. Nice. And bring both arms straight forward in front of you. And then draw yourself all the way over towards the right. And so this is a really different sensation. And then let your right arm travel further. And then bend your left arm and bring your hand to the front of your right shoulder. And then come back to center. So you can do this really linear, or we can begin to flow like silk or seaweed. So if you're flowing like silk or seaweed, you begin to sway your arms from side to side. Or you can stay very linear as you do this. But something in the swaying for me. So as I do this, I notice that the movement starts in my pelvis and then I follow my pelvis. So I lean with my pelvis first and then my arms follow that. So it's like I land my bum, my arms travel. Lean and my arms travel. So just notice, can you hear how your pelvis, your hips, your belly are beginning the movement of your arms as you sway like seaweed? Just hear it, listening to the range that feels comfortable for you as you sway like seaweed or silk. Nice. Come lie on the floor. So bring your right hand down, right elbow down, land onto the floor, your feet are in the air, and then fling yourself over towards the left. So my left elbow pushes down, my left hand, and I end up into zigzag with my knees towards the left. Bring both hands forward in front of you and then twist yourself with both hands close. You're making fists out of your hands and come over towards the right hand side. And then right hand continues. And then bend your left elbow and bring it to the front of your chest. And then other direction, both hands forward in front of you. Travel as far as you can. And then left arm behind you, right elbow bends. And then either stay linear or flow. And the flow, let it happen a few times and then begin to notice, how is my belly and pelvis helping me in this movement? So I'm not rigid in the lower spine. The lower spine is moving in connection to what I'm doing. And maybe you can reach a bit further through the rib cage rather than your arms. Maybe your belly goes a bit further in the direction you're moving in, and that helps you go a little bit further. So it's not just your arms that are moving here, it's the whole body. Nice. Bring your left hand down, left elbow down, land onto the floor. Make yourself straight and just pause. I'm feeling that in your shoulders, your hips, your knees, your spine. Feel the whoosh of that within you. What a great whoosh. Nice. So come all the way up into your downward dog. So you can roll over, you can fling your legs up and roll up along your spine and come all the way forward into your downward dog. So your downward dog, your hands are steady on the floor, your heels are pulling backwards. And just feel your breath. Find the length of you, the stillness of you right now, that connection to the floor. Keeping your legs forward and your knees bending forward, just bend your right knee and stretch deeply into the left leg. And then bend your left knee and stretch deeply into the right leg. And you're really folding your toes as you do this. So stretch the toes of the bending knee and then stretch the toes of the bending knee. This week in all the Zoom classes, I've been obsessing with feet. It's been really very exciting and wonderful. So bend one knee, stretch, and then bend one knee, stretch. And then you're going to go sideways. So bend your right knee, tilt your bum towards the right and feel the left side of your body stretch. And then bend your left knee and drop your bum a little bit towards the left. And you can go as far as feels really comfortable for you. You can almost tap your bum to the floor if you wish, or just tilt a little bit. Just see the distance that feels really yummy for you today. Nice. Stretch both legs. And then drop your knees to the floor. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Rounding your back deeply. And then arching your back deeply. Where do you begin the movement? Rounding your back. Arching your back. Nice. One more time. Rounding your back. Arching your back. Nice. Look over your right shoulder. Just pausing there, really leaning deeply backwards. Create a stretch or a sense of lengthening through the left side of your waist. And then other side, look over towards the left and really create some squeezing on the left and lengthening on the right. Nice. And back to center. From here, step your right foot forward between your two hands. And then rise up. This is another one of the seaweedy, silky ones. So bring both hands forward in front of you. And keeping your hands close, glide both hands over towards the left. And then just keep going and going and going until your left hand continues and your right elbow bends. And your left hand is maybe over the left foot and your right hand is on your shoulder. And then come back to center. And then over towards the right. And the range maybe is a bit less on this side, or maybe it's the same. So begin to flow like seaweed or stay linear. If you're flowing like seaweed, there's something in my wrists that make me feel like I'm flowing like seaweed. So if I let my wrists be soft, there's something like whoosh, whoosh. As you flow, notice what your spine is doing. Notice what your belly is doing. How are you stabilizing as you do this? How do you get really connected from your back foot all the way into your fingertips? Nice, come to center. So turn your palms towards you and draw your elbows in, okay? And then round forward so the back of your hands comes down in the direction of the floor. And then from here, roll the back of your hands so you can see your nails or your fingers are pointing towards your knee. And then you rise up with your fingers pointing towards the ceiling and your palms away from you. Nice. Turn your elbows in, your palms are facing you. Draw down. Turn your fingers towards your left knee and rising up. So just feel that. Draw your elbows in. You see your palms rolling down. Turn your fingers backwards, rise up. Palms face forward when you end. And just feel that. So begin to feel it in your spine. And you can make the movements bigger by bringing the baby fingers together as you rise. And then bringing the baby fingers together as you lower. You can make deeper and deeper circles into your arms, or just continue with the straight up and straight down. And just here, whatever version of moving like silk, moving like seaweed. Just hear your body rolling through it. One more time. And pause on the up, leaning back. We come all the way down, both hands to the floor, both knees to the floor. Great, other side. Bring your left foot between your two hands. Begin by rising up. And then hands are forward in front of you. And so hands are forward in front of you, palms are facing the floor. We'll see if this is clearer. Palms are facing the floor, rise up with your arms, lean back, and then turn your elbows towards each other so your palms are facing your head, and drop down. Turn your palms so your fingers are facing backwards, and then rise up. Turn your palms so your elbows are in and down. Palms face backwards, all the way up. Palms face down, all the way down. And then you can begin to roll deeper. So bring your fingertips together, baby fingers together. Will create more of a sense of rounding flow in the body. Rolling, rolling. Really swinging your arms in whatever way feels really wholesome to you. There's no right or wrong here. Kind of find your groove, find a kind of flowy, swingy, army kind of thing. And that's awesome. Nice. Next time you're back, lean back. And then bring your hands forward. Did we do left, right on this one? No, I don't think we did. Oh, bring your arms forward in front of you. And then lean your arms towards the left. And then swing your arms towards the right. And just feel that. Arms towards the left. And arms towards the right. Nice. Arms towards the left. And arms towards the right. One more time. Arms towards the left. And towards the right. Come all the way down. Hands to the floor. Bring your knees towards each other. And then just push back into a downward dog just for a moment to ease out through our knees. So stretching back. Bending one knee. Stretching into your toes deeply. Bending the other knee. Maybe leaning from side to side. Bending both knees. And maybe just find a sense of movement in your body. Something that really stretches into your legs, or be kind of weirdly interested in. It's almost like, often I feel like this is like if you had an itch between your shoulder blades or an itch on the lower back, like how would you scratch that itch with movement? Or if your calf needed some lengthening, how would you find that movement here? I always think this is like scratching an itch. It's like really finding the places that feel very satisfying or well, or just move. You can bend your knees low, you can straighten your legs. Nice. Drop your knees to the floor, hands are underneath your shoulders. Round your back, sit your bum back towards your heels. And then bending your elbows, come forward, arching the back. Rounding the back, sit your bum back. Arching your back, come forward. And begin to flow like seaweed in your spine. Like, how would you really deeply hear your spine? And, I don't think that on the outside, it's like whatever it is that I'm doing might not be a perfect whatever it is. But for me on the inside, I'm going, God, this is just so lovely. And that's what we're looking for. It's your experience of the loveliness of your spine. Oh, how beautiful. So just feel how lovely your spine is. Great. So come sit on the floor. You can have your legs long in front of you, or you can have your knees bent into a cross-legged position. You can sit on a book or a block or a pillow or anything you like. You can roll up your yoga mat. You can sit on it. So we're just going to release the shoulders a little bit more. We did loads of wonderful work there, so we're going to continue it. So bring your hands forward in front of you and bring your palms together. And then gather all your fingers together like you're holding a thread between your fingertips. And then pull your arms outwards until your arms are back and up and your chest feels like it's cracking open. And then open your fingers wide and extend even more. So you're really, really wide. And then roll your fingers down and then the back of your wrists towards each other. And as you draw your wrists towards each other, round your back and drop your head down. So there's a sense of like whoosh, closing in. And then turn your fingertips towards your pubic bone, towards your navel, your diaphragm, your heart, your throat, your mouth, your head, and then reach up and forward and really offer all of you forward. Bring your fingertips to touch. Pull your arms wide, opening out your fingers, really reaching wide. Turn the back of your wrist forward, rounding your back. And then pull from your pubic bone, your belly, your diaphragm, your heart, your throat, and out. And just continue. So flowing out, reaching, rolling in, gliding up along the midline. And just feel the sense of like, I get kind of euphoric with this one. I'm like, wow, it's so beautiful. I feel like I'm sitting on top of a mountaintop, glorying in nature and in awe. You know, really feeling connected and whole and just in the right place, in the right time, doing exactly the right thing. So whatever version of this begins to feel like your flow, just find that as you reach out, your spine lifts, your arms widen. As you roll in, your whole spine rolls. You travel up the midline and then you really reach and widen. Nice. 2 more times. Just feel the whole of you in awe, or whatever it is that you're feeling. 1 more time. Nice. Bring your palms together and just give thanks. Just a moment of gratitude, of resource, of wellness, of depth. Just feel your wellness in this moment. Where do you feel well right now? Nice. Come down into your child's pose. All the way down. Resting down. Arms are long or your head is resting on your hands. And just feel your hope molecules. And that sense of movement, of zinginess, of possibility, optimism. You know, hope is an amazing thing. Just breathing into your belly. Stay with sensations. Be breathing into your belly, feeling movement, feeling connection, feeling your spine, your shoulders, your hips, the whole of you. And let your breath deepen into your belly so that every time you breathe, there's a lifting through the spine. Nice. So stay there for as long as you need to, resting there in your child's pose, or come lie on your back if you wish for a longer resting. Those of you who need to dash off into your day, then slowly begin to move in whatever way you do. How beautiful. Thanks for a lovely practice, and be well. Ciao.